Hi, Gary here again. So it's April 26th today, and sorry I haven't updated YouTube or Facebook or anything for quite a while. Just been super busy working away on this thing, trying to get it together here. So it's finally starting to come together. As you can see in the background, the injection system came in and the headers came in. So at least the car is starting to look like the part. Recently what I've been doing is working on the fuel tank and mounts to mount the fuel tank, and also this front rad shell here. So I'll just show you a little bit how that all came together, and I'll just disconnect it. But eventually it's going to have Zeus fasteners on it, but I don't want to put them in just yet because this whole part of this framework on the front here is going to have to all come off, and this whole apparatus here is going to move all the way back, just almost right up against the rad shell here. So I don't really know exactly if this is going to go up or down or what's going to happen with it. So I have some adjustment with it, and I have to determine that before I put the Zeus fasteners in. So that's what's going to happen there. Take these off. Holding it in place. Move the camera a little bit closer here so we can see what's going on. So it's going to have two Zeus fasteners on it. One down here someplace and one up here someplace on each side. And then fiberglass rad shell, that all comes off. So these little Deweys here, I just finished welding them all up. So what happens here is it supports the fuel tank because it's like an upright tank rather than a horizontal tank. So there's quite a lot of G-force on these cars when you take off. And this will just help to further support the tank when you take off. So do a little bolts, hold it on there. The back side here is what provides support for the fuel tank. And this front side here, it's curved and it meets the curve of the rad shell. So this just goes on here like this, and then bolt it on, and then this is where the Zeus fasteners will go. So yeah, it took quite a bit to actually make these, get them all right. I had to tack them together first of all. Still not quite finished yet. I got to taper that off, but I had to tack them together and fit it in here, make this piece fit the rad shell. Once I was happy with all that, then I had to break it apart. And I put a little support piece in here first of all before I did that. Just welded it on. And then I had to break it apart and then mark and drill all the lightning holes in it, the front and the back, and then tack it all back together again, and then test fit it to make sure it was all going to be correct. Once I was happy with that, then I can go ahead and solid weld the whole thing. So there's one of these on each side. It all comes apart pretty easily. I could put Zeus fasteners on these too, but I don't know if I'm going to bother because it's not really something that you're taking apart all that often. Oops. And then the tank itself, get the camera here a little better. The tank itself is just held on with, once again, 4 more of these little 1/4-inch button head screws. And then the whole tank sits in this tray, and you take those 4 screws out and the tank lifts right out of this tray here. So that's about it for the tank. I'm waiting on another fitting to go in here, and then I can start running the lines for the fuel tank. The front of the engine here, the timing cover. See if I can shift the camera again here. The timing cover has to get replaced, has to have a different timing cover put on it, because this one won't allow for the fuel pump drive. And the Enderle fuel pump drive runs off of the end of the cam, so there's a different timing chain cover that goes on there. And that'll require different front engine mounts as well, so I'm going to have to redo those. So there's quite a bit more stuff to do on this thing. I'm hoping, you know, maybe a month and a half, possibly 2 months at the most to get this thing out to the track. There's a lot of stuff that's like 80% done, and hoping that it'll all come together pretty quick, you know, in the next month or so. So that's about it for today's update, and I'll try to keep posting videos on YouTube and Facebook, you know, as things change with the car. So, but like I say, it's just been super busy, and YouTube and Facebook kind of ended up being low priority, especially since the good weather is here now, and I'm just thrashing here to try and get this thing out to the track. So, other than that, that's about it for this time, and we'll catch you next time.